die Knöpfchen richtig eingestellt. Hello. I guess I pushed every button. Hello.
Who knows? Hello. Astrid.
Are we live?
I guess we are. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe could someone check? Could someone check Twitch?
Yeah, I'm on Twitch. It looks good. Looks like we are live. Hello, everyone.
Hello, André. Hello, Nico. Hello,
And people
everyone.
in the audience.
I'm a bit sorry for being late, but especially for the last show of the year, we thought it would be nice to have another edition of Astrid Sounds Issues. So we needed Juliana to come actually in and do like a lot of sound magic again. Like every second stream, actually, Juliana has to come to help. Yeah. Maybe we introduce ourselves.
This is a very good idea.
Should I start?
Sure. Why not?
Hello.
Astrid, please. Who are you?
I am Astrid. I work for devcom. I like cats and bass guitars and hip-hop music. I do like indie games as well. Oh, and I work for devcom. Right. And I do like this indie show. And I do like my two colleagues, André and Nico.
Which is me. And
Which
him.
is you.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, and actually, that was a bit, I know. So for people that hasn't been with us so far, this is our last year's episode of Vortex Slice, which is devcom's very own indie show. And usually we have like cool guests, like, indie devs that are talking to us and chatting with us while we are playing their games. But today we don't have any cool guests. It's just me and André and Nico, who is also a very cool person, right? The three of us is actually very cool. So we are going to have like a throwback of this year, but before we start with like fun little memories and videos, let's say hello to André and Nico as well. Hello.
Hello, Astrid. It's good to be here with you once more. One last time this year, and also to be around with Nico. But as we are still in the introduction round, let's just start with who I am and what I do here. Yes. I have an extreme echo, someone is telling. But why? Can't be.
Maybe because you sit in a friggin' hall.
Yes, it's my personal cathedral that I'm located in, but usually shouldn't be my issue. Oh, damn. Because, there's no feedback on my side because of the headphones. It's just like...
Has there been like an echo as well, like in the last 30 seconds? Why has André talked?
What? Should I still talk?
Maybe you're using like the wrong microphone again, André?
No, I don't.
It seems like it's fixed. The chat.
Seems like...
No, I didn't fix it. I did mute myself. So I guess the issue is me again. Look who's getting the headphones ready. It's me. Okay.
Nice. Okay. Rewind. Be kind, rewind. My name is André Bernhard. I'm the one and only indie advisor, and I'm so happy as I have the chance to work together with the team of devcom, which are the two awesome people here next to me, since years at devcom, taking care of the NRW Virtual Indie Expo, or however it's called, the indie exhibition happening at devcom. And also being very happy to be here and do this show together with Astrid and sometimes also with Nico, and talk with the developers of great indie games and watch Astrid playing great indie games. It's a pleasure. I'm happy to be here. And now, Nico, you are the one who is also having an echo.
I'm not even saying anything.
Yeah.
That is funny, and I've been muted all the time. Ach, nix da. Maybe I should call Juliana again.
Jesus Christ.
So it didn't help, apparently, right? That I just like picked up my headphones and like didn't help, right?
We have no clue.
Okay. Let me try something. Maybe this is going to cut all of us off. Let's see. Okay. All right. So we should talk now. Is there still echo?
I don't know if there's an echo. Echo. No, that's not helpful. But Nico, say something. Looks like my voice was fixed.
I have no idea. I don't hear an echo, so
Me neither. And no echo.
No echo. Oh, that would be amazing.
Okay, so now that we don't have echo anymore, I have unfortunately said, and bad news for you, this means that we don't have like any sound for the YouTube videos that we want to check out, because it seems that my workaround solution that Juliana just built it with me to have any sound working produced some echo. That is sad, I guess.
Very
because
sad.
that means that we have to talk a lot, because there is no background music, no background talking now that will fill like any silence. Cool.
Awesome. Yeah, very happy to hear that.
Me too.
But anyway, as we can't change it, we learn to live with it.
Right. That's right.
And I mean, at least we had how many shows again? We had 20 shows where we were able to deliver.
You know what? I was so convinced that last show was actually the perfect show sound-wise. We did like pre-recordings, we tested everything, and everything was fine, right? And then I checked the video afterwards, and there was no game sound.
How can this is...
I don't know. I mean, we even made like, a test recording and stuff like that, and everything was fine. And there was just no game. But no one, no one noticed in the chat. No one told us. So if I can say something about having 20 shows of Vertical Slice, it was 20 times like pain in the popo with the sound.
And do you have plans to change that in the future?
do.
No.
Next year?
I mean,
New Year's resolutions.
I tried it like every time. It's not that I'm doing anything, on purpose. And here's the fun thing. I mean, we all use that, very nice Elgato setup. We have like a nice stream deck and with the microphone and like nice software and everything that works actually perfectly fine. But for no reason, and we didn't figure out yet why, for no reason, only on my side, my stuff sometimes does like reset. Like, I just turned off my computer in the evening and everything worked like perfectly fine. And the next morning when I turn on my computer forgot that I have like a microphone, that I have an app installed. It just completely forgets that anything is there. I have to like reinstall all that stuff like every 3 to 4 weeks for no reason. It's just gone.
Maybe you installed the Alzheimer plugin.
Why did we invite you for this show again?
I have no idea.
Yeah, there were very good point. There were at least some shows that you were part of. I remember.
Yeah,
right.
True.
Actually, I can't remember, but sure, I can remember. It was Sluggerfly.
I do. I mean, it was Sluggerfly. Nico was actually there because you haven't been there, but Nico also joined us when we did like multiplayer titles.
Right. Drive this.
Can't drive this. I think that was one of my favorite shows, Nico, because you completely lost your shit about me, I don't know, driving or building, I don't remember, but you became so angry. You were completely losing your shit.
No, I wasn't angry. You haven't seen me when I'm angry at a game. No. You haven't seen me play Sekiro, so.
Right.
You don't know what it is when I'm angry playing a video game, believe me.
Right. We could watch those YouTube scene now, you becoming not angry, but, becoming, let's say, emotional.
Agitated.
But as I just said, we won't have like any video sounds. So, I mean, what we could do is like, we could revoice it.
Oh, okay. I mean, that sound like fun,
That sounds like fun, right? Let me check for that video. Sluggerfly.
I'm not sure whether this is a very good idea, but give it a try.
I mean, it could turn out like funny.
Was it the Slugger? It was Hellpie, right?
No, Hellpie was just fun. I mean, because I completely was talentless at that game, but the game that we're talking about is Can't Drive This.
Yeah, okay. But you just said Sluggerfly, that's why I was confused.
Yeah, I guess I got confused too. Wait.
You mean just as confused as you were when we were playing Can't Drive This?
Right.
Yeah, but
So let's see. I got the video, and as I said, we don't have any sound, right? So, but I do remember what we were talking actually, and Nico and I are going to, I don't know, what is this, like revoice? Let's see if it works. Let's share the screen. So the situation was that André and Steve were actually just talking about that the game has kind of a how's that movie called again? Speed mechanic. Right, so you have to keep like a certain pace, and if you become too slow, you will explode. And if you're going too fast, your colleague who is building the track is not, building the track fast enough.
Left, right.
So
God damn it, build, just build.
I think that actually I was driving at that moment, and you were building, Nico. Actually, and you were saying stuff like slow down, it's too fast, and like, and I completely yeah. So the fun thing about the game is that one person is driving. Oh, I exploded because I became too slow. They just saw what happens, right? You explode. One person is driving and the other person has to build the track. And Nico at that point completely lost it because, we were practicing actually the day before. And I mean, for real, we were practicing like for real, I guess an hour or something like that, right? And
Yeah.
we were even, we were even like talking about special words that we wanted to use for those special
Donut.
right, donut. I remember that as well.
About those special tiles, because there were so many obstacle tiles with like donuts and like magnets and like I exploded again and stuff like that. And yeah, it was not that much fun. Actually, it was a lot of fun, but Nico became a very emotional.
Yeah, it's always hard to perform like in multiplayer games where like you have to rely on someone else.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm just having a really hard time dealing with pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I also do remember, and that was not in a Vertical Slice show, but in one of our NRW Indie Expo recordings, Nico, where we had to play like a team game. Actually, it was you and I. We had like the same task. We should, walk around, do the same task and stuff like that.
Oh yes. Gatekeepers or something.
Gatewalkers, something like that.
Gatewalkers.
Gatewalkers, right? And the moment we started playing, you were like gone. I was like, okay, let's go left, and Nico was like, no. Not interested to do anything with you. It's like, that is great. We are like, showcasing a team game, like a team player game right now, but Nico doesn't give a flying shit and is just doing his own thing.
Oh, look. The Game Association joined us.
Hello.
Hello there.
I guess now we have to behave, right?
We always say
don't-
that, but
Did we turn on the 18 plus sign, by the way? So we
Why?
are able to, for Sluggerfly and Hell Pie. Wasn't there something I remember that is necessary?
We haven't shown that yet.
Okay.
Okay. But talking about stuff, I mean, we played a lot of games, right?
Right.
Right. And André and I, we actually talked about all the games that we played last week.
Yes, we did. I'm just taking a secret look at my little list or the list that we prepared.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious, why did I mention Can't Drive This again?
I do remember, but maybe we shouldn't start with that. Maybe we should start with something more positive.
Now you're framing this a little bit different. Okay, yeah, but
That just sounded so wrong. I'm sorry. No, as I just said, André and I, we have been talking about all the shows we had last week and all the fabulous guests and all the cool games that we played. And we were actually thinking about, okay, you know what? Let's have like a little like not voting, but who has been our favorite guest and who has been like the most indie teamish game, and which game was the most craziest one, and stuff like that. And maybe we should, Andre, take a look at that little list.
Definitely. So Astrid, who was your
Andre.
favorite? Who was your favorite guest 2021?
I mean, of course, it was you, but you're not really my guest, but my like favorite co-host, right? So,
Okay, thanks. Thanks.
Is he still here? Nico is still here?
I thought I might have collected a couple of, additional bonus points for always jumping in when no one else was there. It was like being the selfless me that I am. But no, I'm still second place. Out of 2. I'm going to remember that.
Look, Nico, I mean, you have been my second favorite colleague forever. And this means that you're also going to be my second favorite co-host forever. Right?
Yeah.
And also
second out of 2. That's not too charming,
We didn't have time. You came in too early with your question, because there is this category: who is Astrid's favorite co-host, which would have been you, but now you just interrupted everything and everything. You ruined you ruined the show, Nico.
That's okay.
I'm quite sad now.
I can sign off right here, right now.
No, please stay with us. Please.
Yeah. Co-host. Cocoa. Oh, cacao.
Co-host.
Cuckoo.
No, besides the two of us, Astrid.
Besides the two of us, I think my favorite guest.
I'm just a birdie too.
There was such a fun story actually about the cuckoo, but we're not going down that road now. We're talking about my favorite guest of the year 2021. So for me, it was definitely Jens from Serious Brothers, because he had the most like dry humor one could have, and it was so funny because he was commenting my play skills in a very nice, neutral, shady way. So yeah, I mean, again, we could check the video, but no sound.
But you can doesn't make
But
sense
we
to
can
share
check
the
the
link
game.
within.
Yeah, we can check
Yeah.
the game at least, right?
Right.
Right. So
It was Imagine Earth.
Imagine
I remember
Earth.
quite well.
yeah,
Which is like a crazy memory, because I mean the two both of the Serious Brothers, they are working on the title like for 7 years something. I mean, mostly the two of them, which feels like a power couple taking care of this game development time for such a long process. And I mean, it's also for a very long time in early access. I mean, now it's finally released, but it was for a long time in early access when we still played it. Or can you scroll down a bit so we see whether it's still in early access?
let me quickly check to English. And no, it's not in early access anymore. I think you can
but
actually
it's
buy this game now.
40% discount, so get it now.
And it's actually, you know what? I mean, it's a simulation game, right? But it is very beautiful. Like the graphics has been so beautiful.
And then we had this long discussion about triangular fields and hex fields.
Yeah.
Remember? 6 triangles give 1 hex field.
Yeah, I
We
mean, I
learned
do
so much
remember
in
that
this
you
show.
guys had the discussion whilst I was actually trying to survive on my little planet, and not to like unsatisfy my population anymore, because they haven't been so happy to be placed right besides a reactor. I mean, they didn't like to be right beside a reactor.
I mean, just imagine that someone else had to build the play field in real time while you have to try to survive.
Yeah, I guess someone could get angry if something like that happens. But now we can imagine how Jens felt when Astrid was playing the game, maybe a little bit. But you did a good job.
He was
I did a
very
good
calm
job.
and collected. He
Yeah.
was very calm and collected, I remember. I
He was
enjoyed
very
the
calm,
show.
collected. And you know what I also liked? As as you said, it's like mostly the two of them, and they have been developing the game for so many years, and they were like very candid also, what that meant to their friendship, and that they had been at some point where they really didn't like each other anymore and were thinking about, getting like mediation or stuff like that. And it was so nice because you could see that, it's actually not nice, but that the pressure is real, and that they were able, to both survive the friendship, but also to actually publish the game just by themselves without the help of any publisher.
Yeah, right. And I mean, that's really impressive. I mean, like, imagine yourself getting up, the two of you working together on a project, getting up every day, every problem you have to fix with the other person. Every day it's the same game, and that for 7 years. I mean, how long can you really be dedicated to work on one title? It's quite impressive, and actually, it would be also a very good nominee for the like most indie category that we have later on as well.
What was your favorite game, André?
It was actually. Thanks for asking.
Sorry, guest, not game.
My favorite guest was the guy from Dorfromantik, which name I forgot. Actually, Sando. Okay. Which is, I was super happy to have them on board again. I mean, sure, out of Berlin, studying at HTW, doing a very good job. Dorfromantik. I mean, we all agree it's an awesome title, and I'm pretty sure it sold well in 2021 and will still sell well in 2022. But the nice thing is that we met
we met them at VODs.
Exactly. We had them before as one of our indie showcases in 2018 when they were showing a VR game, which actually did not work out that well or wasn't that successful as Dorfromantik.
But the game was really cool.
Yeah,
I loved that game.
The game was really, really cool.
Yes, you.
No, I mean, this is like Visp, or what it was called. This is when you had, it's just like this building, this space station in VR. And I remember that at every conference where they were exhibiting, I tried to, just play the latest build, and it was so much fun. I loved that game.
Yeah.
But as André said, it didn't work out, and they couldn't find like an investor or publisher for that game. And then they actually decided to do something completely new, which is Dorfromantik.
But that is also like, and this turned out very successful. But that is also, I mean, that is the most or the best hint that you could give to aspiring developers, that the chances are low that you will be super successful with your first title, but the longer you stay on board and do creating stuff and learn from the things you did before, the higher the chances that sooner or later you will be successful. Yeah, and I'm very happy. Also that the team was still like down to earth and took the time to speak with us and everything, take the time to talk about the release and the development process of Dorfromantik, was one of my highlights last year. This year.
Actually,
it's not over yet.
It's not over yet. No, we're having like a good week to go. 8 days. Next one?
But that was great.
Yeah.
Next one was...
Favorite show.
Right.
You want to start this time? Oh no, let's Nico start. Nico, what was your favorite show?
You haven't even asked me about my favorite guest. But,
Nico, who was your favorite guest?
Maybe it's a bad time to mention that you also didn't give a frick about my introduction, but
No, that's not right. I couldn't hear you because I was changing the. I thought you did introduce yourself. I was changing stuff. I didn't have any sound in the meantime.
No, that's okay. I'm just gonna put that on my things to remember list for 2022. It's just like I have a karma points list for everyone. No, don't worry. I don't. I'm too lazy for that. My favorite guest, I'm a bit biased, but it would be Steve from Pixelmaniacs. Simply because I've known him for a really long time. We're basically neighbors, if you will. and at least from the same town. So I love the game. I love the studio. So, and it's always a lot of fun. I always enjoy hanging out with Steve. So, yeah.
It's the Nuremberg connection.
Yeah.
And I must add, I think it's the show where
Wait,
we
how
love
do you-
like the most. I think this or the one with Helpie. Where we also, especially I, like whatever. Yeah, favorite show. Nico,
Favorite
do you
show?
want to start with a favorite
My-
show?
Oh God, I think that goes hand in hand, because I think we had the most fun with Can't Drive This. I also really enjoyed the session with Helpie, simply because I couldn't make a lot of fun of you. Oh God, it was a beautiful time. There's been a lot of really good shows. It's hard for me to pinpoint one, to be honest. I really enjoyed the show with Kaleidoscope with Dominic talking about the Juggler's Tale, simply because the game is really beautiful. And our multiplayer session with the other game that I always forget the name. The MOBA style. Hover Grease. Yeah, that. Oh, that was a devcom session, right? Where
right.
I destroyed you in that one game.
You didn't destroy me. That was
No,
in the
not-
NRW Indie Expo, and you didn't destroy me.
But
That
I
was.
guess you mean the Flying Sheep title. That was the HTML5 one?
The
with
one
furries.
the one that Andre and I played during DEFCON.
Yeah.
The one where with the kind of like domination kind of
Yeah.
mode, where he just didn't know what to do, and I at some point figured it out, but then it was way too late for him, and he always claimed, "Oh, there was a bug." Oh.
I have no idea what game you're talking about. But Hover Grease was the game where I was very good, and I actually invited this studio just because to show off that I am actually good at some games.
which is definitely we can say that Astrid made a lot of progress this year with a lot of different controller styles playing games.
Yeah, like left and right, back and forth.
No, but
pressing buttons.
No, what brings me actually to my favorite show, right? Because I just invented a new playstyle 2 weeks ago as I was playing Super Dungeon Maker, by playing with the controller like in my left hand, using some of those buttons, and in my right hand using my mouse and my keyboard for other stuff. But it worked like completely fine for me.
I'm happy that you like twin stick shooters a bit more nowadays than the beginning of the year, and that you also prefer playing it with controllers nowadays.
Some games I really do know.
Let's skip over this little episode of shared mouse controller.
No, I don't want to skip over that. I don't want to skip over that because that was my favorite show of the year. And it was simply, why it was my favorite show? Because let's be honest, I went into this show and thought, oh boy, Dungeon Maker, well, not sure if this is a game that I could like. I was really not anticipating anything out of that game, and I think it was one of the most fun games I played in the whole year. I was so surprised that I had so much fun actually whilst playing that game that it turned out to be my favorite show. And also I loved the chemistry between Linda and Julian. I mean, this is a married couple that also works. It's like almost a similar situation as with the Sirius brothers. I mean, Jens and Martin are not a couple. But
they could be siblings.
But they could be serious siblings, actually, right? And Linda and Julian are actually like a married couple, and it was, it felt like very, I don't know the right word. It felt like hanging out, with a couple friends couple. for 1.5 hours, like playing a nice game. It was my
And
favorite
actually,
show.
you are right, Astrid. We need to be a bit more open-minded because the first time when we talk about high jumping, people jumped across the bar backwards. Everyone was just like, "What crazy idea is this?" How is it called? The something flop. High jumping, Hochsprung. When people for the first time jump Foldsbury flop or something like that. Anyone knows in the chat maybe how this is called? And so maybe that's the future. And in the future, we will all play with mouse in one hand, controller in the other hand, and be successful this way. See? Just building a bridge here, being more open-minded.
What was your favorite show, André?
I suck at parking.
You suck at parking.
Yes.
Oh my God, yes, that one was really good too.
Because I mean, there are these rare moments when you see games and know this game, Fosbury flop, thanks a lot. There are these games that you play or that you see someone playing and you know immediately this is really, really, really fun. And You Suck at Parking received a lot of praise and a lot of awards as well, and that was well deserved. And also the guy, the head of the studio, he's fun, Jérôme. Happy Volcano, that's the name of the studio out of Belgium, and he was fun to talk to. And also he's making a great game, so that was one of my favorite shows, or the favorite show in 2021.
You know what I must say, I've been playing that game now like for several times. I played it last year in the Indie Expo. I played it again in the show. I played it like a third time this year in the Indie Expo. And the truth is, even I thought I actually became better. I still didn't. I still suck at parking. And maybe this is like the beautiful magic, about that game, that no matter how often you play it, those guys always insert like random shit in their updates, which makes the game like so hard. Yeah, but it's such a fun game. I do agree. Unfortunately, you know what? I couldn't find like our YouTube video of the game, but I quickly want to check it out on Steam. You suck at parking.
I remember that they used the session that I did in 2020 with the game. I think it was live, and I think they even took a part of it for their pitching video.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, let's quickly share the screen.
Parked.
Yeah, this is, by the way, the updated demo version, which is available next year.
Oh, it's still not released yet? No,
I think it's still not released yet.
Awesome. Customizing. We didn't have customizing.
Yeah, we didn't have customizing in our demos yet. Let's call Jeroen and tell him that we want to play like the thing with the customer. Did you see that he had like...
Yeah, there was a stunt. There was a stunt.
Does he have like a little castle tower on his... What the heck? Chicken? What? What? Tomatoes? Birdies? This looks crazy.
Such a good game.
Yeah, it really is a fun game. And I actually wonder if there will be like a multiplayer, version that you can play together. Because that would be a lot of fun, right?
I mean, by watching it again and again, it reminds me so strong of Micro Machines. And I remember when I was younger, all the fun time we had playing Micro Machines with connecting like 2 multi-tabs to a PlayStation 1. So 8 people could play on a PlayStation 1, which was just like one of my best multiplayer experience on a console that I can remember.
I mean, You Suck at Parking is kind of like Micro Machines on crack. That's
or it's the single player campaign that Micro Machines never had.
Or that, yeah.
So it would be awesome to see if they could bring up a multiplayer mode or something where you could customize your car. Yeah.
That would be
And
nice.
imagine
right?
the three of us next year playing Micro Machines, playing You Suck at Parking together.
I can see it. Two more friendships ended in 2022.
Which friendships are you talking about?
Oh, sorry. I mean the relationship between you and your favorite co-host.
Nico's getting emotional again, right? So
I'm not emotional.
No, this is just like this. I think that's a typical misunderstanding of Nico. So when we think he's getting emotional, he's barely getting emotional, and there must be really, really emotional moments. I don't know what happens then, like volcanic eruptions or earthquakes or something.
I don't even remember. I had a bag somewhere with all the fucks I give, but I can't find it.
So now it's time for beer for me.
Nice.
Can I? Sure. Yes.
Yeah, I'm good with you
definitely.
having a beer after
Yeah, sadly,
beer.
the beers you sent to me didn't arrive.
Yeah,
for
so
this
here's the
happy
thing. Like
occasion.
2 weeks ago, I promised, like live in the show, that I'm going to send beer to André, which I did. And it was the second time in my life that I tried to send beer. And let me tell you, it's like you have to take some effort, because the first time I tried it like a few years ago, the package returned and everything was broken. So this time I actually went to the post office, bought like a special package to send bottles. They even stick like a fragile sticker on the package.
Yes.
And yesterday I got the notification that the package is broken and is going to return to my place. It's like, you funny little people, persons. Yeah, so there is unfortunately no Amandorfer Hell, which is my favorite Franconian beer, for André. But
I have to wait another year. Yeah, I'm drinking a local one then. It's a Potsdamer Stange.
oh, nice. Whilst you having your beer, André, we could actually talk about our favorite games this year. I'm not going to ask Nico because he will say, "Can't drive this again."
No, probably not.
Oh,
What was your favorite game of the year? Wait, Hellpie?
We're still talking about the ones from the indie show, right?
Yes.
I think a game that I wish listed it, yes, but I haven't bought it yet simply because I never play on the PC. That's the only reason, is actually Imagine Earth, because I think it looks really nice and I like that type of game a lot. I think in total, yes, it looked the most well-rounded for my taste. And I have to admit, I haven't seen all the shows, so I don't know about all the games. Oh yes, sometimes I just like to sleep. And
That is
wait.
Wait,
Yeah.
11
what does it mean? Sometimes I like to sleep.
Weekdays at 11 a.m. Could
Yes.
you please elaborate a bit more?
sometimes I'm on vacation when others are not. So, or I have to work or have calls at the same time. So, or have you watched all my Tears and Trophy episodes in the evening?
I actually joined every episode of Tears and Trophy. I did.
Well, you're a crazy bunch. Anyways, shit.
Yeah, that fired back, right?
Yeah, damn, didn't expect that. But oh my god, I actually think Gatekeepers looked promising.
Was not a vertical slice show.
Oh right, that. Oh yes, I'm sorry. That was a recording that we did. Okay, fuck. Imagine Earth is number one. I mean, Dorfromantik, absolutely. And I spent many hours with that game, and I actually bought it because of the vertical slice show.
So it's your Coco favorite game.
I actually put both of them on spot number one. It's hard to decide simply because the one oh shit, no, sorry, oh my god,
André, that is your time. Now you can overtake.
Uh,
So let's talk about my favorite game.
Yeah, André.
It's Battle Brothers. It is Battle Brothers without a doubt.
Without
is
a
just-
doubt, it's
without
Battle
a doubt.
Brothers.
It's the Battle Brothers. It's as German as it could get. You know, hex fields, strategic bands of mercenaries fighting against each other. No, it's an amazing game, and it really is, reminds me of the good old days when I enjoyed playing strategic games on the PC. And it also, if you watch the Steam store closely over the last months, you could see that it spawned a lot of successors who are actually also taking up the idea of you being able to control your mercenary troops now with different, more and more fancy graphics and everything. But the basic idea of Battle Brothers is still being carried on by different developers nowadays. And they are bringing light into the darkness by more Battle Brothers-like games all these days. I'm still touched by the greatness.
Nice.
But it was also a lot of fun to see you, Astrid, playing it, because it is as hardcore as it could get. And it's definitely not the kind of game, I mean, where you just drop into it and then immediately have fun. It takes some time before you can really enjoy the most of it.
No shit, Sherlock. Yeah, but let's quickly talk about my favorite game this year.
It wasn't Battle Brothers.
It wasn't Battle Brothers. Surprise! It wasn't Battle Brothers.
Okay.
But I go with 937 on this. Hellpie was nice. Yes, Hellpie was not even nice. It was actually my favorite game this year. As André just mentioned, like 30 minutes before, it's like I can't really show like stuff from that game because the stream is not 18 plus, and the game is 18 plus, so we just can't show any.
Is it released meanwhile?
I don't know. But I can tell that it was so much fun. And even I really sucked at that game. I mean, hands down, I really sucked at that game. I think there was no other show where I loved that much. And you know what? It actually, it was fun for me. I mean, I don't mind if I'm not good in a game. I can still have fun, right? But it made me want to play more platformers, actually.
You still did so much better than Stefan in anything, so
Yeah.
it couldn't have been that bad. And it was a lot of fun, I really have to say.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, Dominic was also a very good guest. He was entertaining. He was funny. And I think, they got a very nice example of user testing and gameplay at that.
Oh, so this is our average player. Well, maybe let's just turn it down a notch.
Yes. Yes. So, next category is the least exciting game, and I want to start this time. So, for me, the least exciting game to play this year was Battle Brothers.
Boo.
Boo. So here's the thing. Battle Brothers is really a nice game. I do get that André has a lot of passion for that game, but it is like hardcore shit. Playing it for 2 hours, it doesn't do the thing. You need to play it for a lot of hours to actually enjoy the game. And the fun thing about that show was that André forgot to forward me the key to the game and only forwarded it in the evening before the show. So I didn't have any time to actually, get into the game, play a tutorial, try to understand that game before the show. And we started the show with me having no clue about the game, André having 60 hours playtime or something like that in the game, and
Yes.
of course the dev. It was not my favorite show. I mean, the devs are so nice, the game is so nice, but I guess, for a casual player as I am, it needs some time to get into the game. So for me, it was the least exciting game this year.
Sadly, for me, it was the other way around, because for me, it was, you can't drive this. Not because it's a bad game. No, it's definitely a fun game, but it's like a multiplayer asynchronous game where it's just important to be somehow I mean, it would be helpful if I could have played it as well. But just watching you, it's difficult. It was difficult to get this, and that was for me the least exciting thing because I was just like, yeah, lost between the chairs of the both of you playing and having a lot of fun.
Oh,
I'm so sorry for you.
It's okay. I got over it by playing some more Battle Brothers. Oh, but that's how it is. But that is also something that you see at events, conferences, or the Indie Expo as well. If you make a multiplayer game where 4 people play together at the same time, it's easy to get all the praise at an expo because there will always be people crowding and having fun together. When you do a very core game, which takes a lot of time to get into it, while people have only 5 minutes to play it and enjoy it, it's difficult to convince the audience. It's always like this disadvantage to be successful in presenting such a game.
Yeah. But I mean, this is like, I think this is something that is a problem that comes with these complex games, even if you have a bit more time. I mean, I think especially strategy and all that stuff. I mean, I've always had the opinion that you also have a lot of games where, depending on the difficulty that you choose, you will either have more or less fun, simply because sometimes only on a higher difficulty you can actually estimate how well the controls are really done and if they hold up to the difficulty the game offers, and so on and so on. So yeah, I mean, sometimes you need hours upon hours, and I mean, at Nico, some point when you realize more and more mechanics, then suddenly a game that might have not been fun at all turns into a real gem, because suddenly you have this epiphany. This is how it works. And you know,
I mean, Nico, you are the Souls-like expert, right? I mean, don't you like all those Demon Souls titles where it's just like, well, I have the feeling, okay, it really takes time to get into it, but then if you don't take the effort to move over the first difficulties, then you can never admire the beauty of the whole game, because you not really get drawn into it.
I mean, here's the thing, right? This is like, especially when you talk about Souls-likes, the one thing that I really like a lot about them is that they don't have several difficulties. They only have one, and you either make it or you don't. But I think the beauty about these games is that it's mostly, if it's a well-designed game, it's primarily about practice and pacing. Simple as that. But yeah.
I totally
let's not go down this rabbit hole.
I just want to give a shout out to Orbital Bullet, which we had the chance to. I don't think we played it at devcom, I think, if I remember it. Anyway, we need to invite the people. Because the game is so much fun, and it just, like, for me, it's just, I'm not a big fan of Souls-like, because I'm not patient enough for all this training and doing, going all over it again and repeating all the tasks to be successful. But what I like about roguelikes then is that you got this meta game, and at least even if you fail, you get some points that you can spend, and then it gets easier in the future.
But even there, it depends, I think, a lot. And this is, I think, why Hades is so super successful. Not only because it's in total simply a great game with great graphics, great narrative, a lot of fun, super good gameplay, but the gameplay loop is very rewarding. So even if a run only takes like 5 minutes because you sucked, you still get something out of it. And there's a lot of roguelikes that don't really have that to that degree, or the really well done package. And I think. And the same goes for Souls-likes. But like I said, we're not here to talk about Souls-likes.
And also not to talk about roguelikes. Let's get back there to 2021. Other amazing, not Souls-like roguelikes games we played.
Yeah.
Which was our most indie title. This is a title.
And again, you're forgetting me. Oh my God! This is
no, because we're not always interested in your opinion. Yeah. Why? Oh no!
But Nico,
leaving.
My least favorite game, and I might really do this title injustice. But I think it's a game that you actually have to play for yourselves, and you again need to put more time into because it's very story driven, and that was Kraken Academy. I think it looked like it has a lot of potential, but simply from viewing the show and the Let's Play, it did not tickle my fancy in any way. But it's on the other hand, it's a game that I'd actually like to try because I think you need to really put in the time to get into the story and the characters. And I just think that this wasn't the game for a 1 hour 15 minutes Let's Play. That's the only thing. But yeah, I like the graphics and all of that stuff, and I think it could be really, really cool. But simply from watching.
Yeah, totally understand that. I mean, the more it's about stories and everything, the more important is like you need to enjoy it yourself somehow.
Right.
The most indie game, Astrid.
The most indie game, yeah. And that is a very rare occasion, but Andre and I were actually, we did have the same opinion about the most indie game that we played this year, and it was Tiny Money.
Tiny Money, if anyone still remembers.
Even if people don't remember, I mean, we don't need the sound for this game because this game didn't have any sound, which is great. So we can actually, check.
But it ticks like everything in a box that makes it a great indie game, like stop motion, animation, as well as having one developer who is putting all this together, and then this crazy idea of having like the person that lives inside of, or tiny people that live inside the universe and do stuff for other people. It's hard to explain, but I mean, he's the guy who's preparing, what was it? He lives in the coffee machine, right?
Yeah, he lives in the coffee machine, and his job is to do coffee. And when he does the coffee, here with the little cow, that is so fun, right? Then he gets actually paid for his job, and it's so funny. And the more money he collects, the bigger the person becomes. So big person in the game have a lot of money, and small person in the game have like very small person, right? And he is not only doing all that slow motion, stop motion, whatever motion, but he's also doing those little clay figures. So that is like, I couldn't imagine anything that is more indie than this game.
Yeah, right, definitely. But I wonder, wasn't there was a tiny person living inside the watch or something, or the clock as well, of the tiny person's person?
Yeah.
Which is just like incredible.
Maybe let's scroll back maybe.
Yeah.
We should see it at the beginning. When the alarm is going off. Oh, we couldn't see the alarm.
Yeah, damn. But it's just like.
So even he has like a tiny person working for him. Maybe you can find one of those super tiny persons again. Nope. Oh, but that was it's like, such a sweet game also.
Yes.
Right? Which brings us to our next category. Most crazy.
If Nico didn't want to add his most indie game.
Oh, sorry, I always forgot that Nico might have another
3 in a row, right? Yeah, that's a hat trick. This is like, it's cool in basketball if you're on the winning end, but no.
Wait, let me quickly answer that question in the chat. He didn't actually jump out of the building, but he got fired at the end, and then he's just like, oh, okay, ciao. But he's not dead, he's only sleeping. So, Nico, what was your most indie game?
Hard for me to answer, to be honest, because I just don't know too much of the backgrounds of all the guests that you had. Don't want to open the discussion, but at the end of the day, this is like, we're so often discussing what can be defined as real indie, if you really want to say, okay, someone is super independent, you probably shouldn't have a publisher. You all do everything on your own, and so on and so on and so on. The tiny money thing is super, super impressive. On the other hand, what you told me about Imagine Earth, 2 people working on a game for 7 years without a publisher, that's hardcore. That's really, really, really hardcore. I think I'd probably give it to those 2. But like I said, I don't really know too much about the others. But yeah,
But I guess we agree that the Serious Brothers definitely would have earned it as well, because it's a huge effort.
Yeah,
and like I said, this is like, do you define indie as a kind of genre, or like you do in music, or is it how talking about how independent these developers really are without financial support and so on and so on? That's how I'd probably define it. And then I can't really say anything about the other guests because I just don't know too much about the background. So
that is good, because I want to actually push a bit on the time, because we have 4 more categories left and only 20 minutes.
Yes.
And I think that especially last category is going to be your favorite, Nico.
Oh,
so
but we're not going to ask you about your opinion on
it. Of course. I'll just do like this. I'll just keep my hand raised just in case. Because even if you still forget me, it's a bit of a workout for my arm. So please go ahead. Please go ahead ignoring me.
The most craziest indie game we have seen this year, Nico. Yeah, take a minute, think about it. Yeah. In the meantime, André and I are going to answer.
Very good. For me, definitely Autobahn, Polizeisimulator 2.
Why? Why the heck is this for you the most craziest indie game that we have played this year?
I mean, imagine you're a game developer and you could make every game you ever could only imagine of what you could be able to do, like making tiny people or building a utopian future where you can have to fight against environment challenges to keep your world running and everything. And then someone comes up with the idea of making a game about the life of an Autobahn police officer. I mean, not only a police officer, but a police officer on the Autobahn. And then it's not about high-speed pursuits of people, of charging criminals and stuff like that. No, it's also about the boring stuff. If someone drops his load and then you have to collect the parcels from the runway and put it back together and put this little emergency Warncoil or Kegel, whatever, the emergency barks on it and stuff like that. And isn't that crazy that people think about this is a good idea, make games out of it, and then these games also sell? I'm still excited. Most crazy idea.
Thanks for your input, André. Nico.
Yes, set software.
Well,
love you.
If that is Andre's definition of crazy, I think he's really a lot of fun at parties.
Say stop.
Oh, he's practicing playing the trumpet. Also clarinet. Just fits your crazy profile. Yes. the oboe. I think on a more innovative side, it would be can drive this for me, because I do. Yeah, because it's crazy. It's there's a lot of action. There's a lot of yelling. It's a game that ends friendships. But on the other hand, I think I would have to give it to You Suck at Parking, because it's so over the top, especially with the stuff that you just showed in this update trailer that wasn't in the game when I played it. The only thing why I'm having a hard time giving it to You Suck at Parking is because I already played it the year before. So that was when I first played the game in 2019, and 2020, and in 2021 it was more about the updates and playing it again, or at least watching you play the game again. So I think in this case I'd go with Can't Drive This.
Yeah, 937, it's exactly the game. So for me, it was Kraken Academy, because I very much love the idea of vegetables being part of a little band, and all this.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that was like a broccoli girl, and actually, let's quickly check at least if we can, watch the trailer and we can synchronize it again, because we're such great synchronizer. Kraken Academy. I find like the idea very fun and sweet behind it. So,
It's my and they're already threatening to abandon me.
Yeah, it's
I know, André, you don't seem to be like the biggest fan of the game, but I am.
no, that's not right.
I do
It's
like
just
the
like-
pixel
it's-
style. I did like the story that you are actually joining like what is it, like an academy, like a college or whatever, a school. You're joining a school,
The Kraken Academy.
the Kraken Academy, right? And there is like mysterious stuff going on, and it's about you to figure out what is actually going on. And but you don't have to do that by yourself, but you can actually do that with your friends, which are like your band members, like the broccoli girl and stuff like that. Oh, there was a Kraken. Meow. So I very much like the storyline. I did like, the design. I especially love Broccoli Girl. Yeah.
Totally understandable. This game
Totally
is
understandable.
this game is lovable. That's out
It's
of question.
lovable. A lovable game.
Lovable, most lovable game. That's not a category that we have so far.
Yeah, maybe next year. But a category that we do have is most surprising game. I didn't forget you, Nico. You started the time before, so
Yeah. All good. Oh, sorry, I'm
good.
still raising my hand, just in case.
yeah, Nico, do you want to start?
No, because surprising.
Cool. Then
Yeah, I think
start. Oh.
I think I'll go with Kraken Academy this time, to be honest, because it wasn't on my radar at all. And I do think that when I watched the trailer, it looked really, really cool. In hindsight, this was actually I'm with you on that. It would also be on the among the top 3, top 2 for craziest game. But yeah, I think I'd go with that because it was one of the few games that I did not have on my radar at all. So this was completely new for me. And yeah.
Nice. André, which title did surprise you the most?
A title that we didn't mention before. It was this time. It was Iron Harvest by King Art, and it had been some time that I played real-time strategy games at all, and for me being able to play then Iron Harvest. I mean, besides of the amazing artwork and this parallel world in which we have this mechs combined with Russian Empire and stuff like that. Besides of the story and the amazing artwork that the artist, that his name I can't remember, did, where it's based on Jan.
Ah.
No,
No.
the guy who came up with this steampunk mix.
Yes. The dude we don't remember the name of.
The dude who is the artist who did the art, which we don't remember, for this game, Iron Harvest. That's amazing. No, it was like a trip on memory lane. Remember all these days when you played Warcraft 3 and had fun in the campaign and everything. And this repeated, or I could repeat this memory very well for me, and having a lot of fun in the single player campaign, trying to get through it. Was a lot of fun, and which I thought I was over it, and it felt like gameplay out of the 80s, but it was still up to date and a lot of fun with it.
Nice. So for me, For me, it was Hitchhiker for a complete different reason. Why was that game so surprising for me? So, we started playing that game in the show, and it kind of felt like, a narrative, but more mystery-ish game, right? And I actually finished the game by myself after the show because I wanted to see, how the story ends and stuff like that. And let me tell you, I cried. I cried so much. I was completely crushed by all the emotions that this game actually brought up at the end. I mean, it is still a mystery-ish title, but actually it is also a lot about, let's say, very basic feelings, and I was so surprised about the depth actually of that game, and that me tearing up, crying a lot, and so that was very surprising for me. Yeah.
It's also one of the very rare games. I mean, there are not that many games where you're not actually in charge of something, but just sitting on the passenger seat or being shotgun while someone else is driving and listen to the story. Very clever idea.
Mm. Funny that you mentioned Cloudpunk 937. Yeah. Which brings us to our next category, which we called eye candy. And this time, André should start, maybe.
Yes,
the bridge
because
that I just started.
It's definitely Cloudpunk. Also, I mean, Cloudpunk could be nominated like most of the titles that we had before as well in different categories here. But the work of Marco Diekmann and Ironlands working on this title and creating this great voxel-style city and universe, that's really, really great job. And so therefore, it was for me out of doubt that the Eye Candy award or the Eye Candy category for me is Cloudpunk.
Nico,
without a doubt, yeah. I think I'll go with A Juggler's Tale. Every single frame, like a piece of art. I was really stunned, especially the backgrounds and all that stuff. The whole composition of the levels. High variety of locations and yeah, definitely my favorite. There's a lot of really good stuff, especially considering that so many of the games had completely different art styles. I think Iron Harvest was amazing. Cloudpunk for sure. Tiny Money, yes. Again, Kraken Academy, really nice pixel style. But I think, in this case, I'm gonna go with The Juggler's Tale.
Yeah, maybe you can show it, Astrid, again for the people who don't know Juggler's Tale.
I'm already checking for it.
Great. Because I agree, it's looking great, and it also received a lot of praise. And I mean, it got a surprising amount of awards at the Deutsche Entwicklerpreis, at the German Developer Awards. Honestly, I was really surprised by it, because for me, it's still, by all its beauty, for me, it felt like a Limbo or Inside clone. I wouldn't say that this is a bad thing at all, but it's just like, for me, there is like the innovative part is missing.
But it looks so beautiful.
Out of question. Okay,
but yeah. So this is why it's not number one in the category most innovative games, but Eye Candy. So
yeah, totally right. But it's
the backgrounds. I just love the backgrounds. That's I think that was my first thought when Astrid played the game and went through the different levels. I think if you just stop right here and take a screenshot, you could frame it and put it on the wall, and it would look really amazing. That's the feeling that I had.
They also did a very good job on getting
The music.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to say, but if you
But
say so,
I
the
want to add
music.
that the music was like beautiful in the game, and also like the
Okay.
voice actors were
Oh, yeah.
very well chosen. Like, you know, it feels like a very round game. Like the design is nice,
Okay,
the
yeah.
story is nice. It's an easy gameplay. The music is nice. It feels like a very finished, high quality product. But I do agree with you. When you dig a little bit, it could be a bit of a copycat, you know, of like Lemon. Well,
Which could
But-
also be like an hour discussion that we could have here about like how bad is being a copycat, or is it what defines a copycat then?
Right.
Because most of the gameplay is inspired by other gameplay as well. So I wouldn't blame it for being a pure copycat, but for me, it's just like I felt the Limbo and Inside Spirit quite a lot, and but Nico is totally right. That doesn't matter regarding the eye candy factor here. That's our
And-
question. Also, the animations where they're like,
Yeah.
you know, when the puppet is jumping and everything, beautiful.
And just one thought about the copycat thing. I mean, it's like copycat. The term itself always carries so much negativity. I think.
That's
And at the end of the day, as soon as you can actually compare a game to another game, then you could say it's kind of like a copycat. But that's not the point. Hellpie could be a copycat of, I don't know, basically every 3D platformer. Whoa. Imagine Earth, copycat of Civilization, whatever. I don't know.
yeah.
Anything that has like hex fields, strategy, maps, whatever. Juggler's Tale, yeah, sure. The same goes with yeah, you suck at parking. We compared it to Micro Machines. So, you know, where does it start? Where does it end? And I don't really care. For me, a copycat in the negative way is when you actually have a game and you simply copy paste it, give it a different name, and it's exactly the same as a game that has already been there, just with a different skin.
That's an acid flip.
Mm.
Oh, try. I mean, it's a cultural thing. If we take a look at China or the Eastern culture, where there's beauty also in the process of copying something in a very good and masterful way.
Because you pay respect to the other developers that
Sure.
way.
And
Okay, fair enough.
So I agree. There is this negative tone ringing up when you mention something like that. But for me, there was just like the game. It's a good game. It's a fun game. It looks great. Everything is fine with it. It's just like I'm more inspired by the beauty of Autobahn Police Simulator 2. Which is
Crazy guy.
drop the mic and the show.
It's like 1 minute he's playing Police Simulator, the next time he's dancing on the tables. Blackout drunk.
That's how it happens these days.
That's Andre for you guys.
I'm looking very much forward for Christmas. More
Yeah, which
Police
brings us to our
Simulator,
very last category for today.
which is
Favorite Christmas movie.
favorite. That was I couldn't remember. That was on our list. Can't remember that one.
Yes, but we said that we don't answer that right now because we would want it to be like a surprise for the both of us as well. And now that Nico has joined, I mean, I know
Yeah.
which movie is Nico's favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah, but you won't guess what I'm gonna say today.
You're just gonna change. Even you're gonna name like another movie, even it's not going to be your favorite movie. Just that you said something else that I'm going to think that you're going to
Yes,
say.
because I think it's a really funny movie, and a lot of people don't know it exists, but it is so much fun.
Which is
Yeah, which movie?
Santa's Sleigh. It's pretty trashy, and it's starring Bill Goldberg, the wrestler Goldberg.
Oh, cool.
who actually
Who's
plays Santa, and
Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg is one of the coolest WWE wrestlers. Was it WWE or
Yeah.
WCW?
No, it was WWC. No.
Former football player who had this 2-part finishing move where he first spear tackled people into oblivion and then he jackknifed them, and that was jackhammer, or how it was called. That was really cool. It was
And also he was bald.
Yeah, he was. And for example, he played in a couple of movies, among the Longest Yard with Adam Sandler. But in this movie, he plays Santa, and the story behind it is that Santa actually isn't a good guy, but a demon that lost a bet, and then he had to do good deeds for 1,000 years. But this one year, the 1,000 years are over, so Santa just starts killing random people, and that is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and there's even a YouTube video that is called Santa Sleigh Kill Count. It seems to be like a very interesting Christmas movie.
Okay.
The German title is, by the way, Santa Sleigh Blutige Weihnachten.
Yeah,
Awesome.
because that's what we Germans do. We just add another title to it, even if it's so unnecessary.
Sorry, I'm completely like zoomed by. Yeah, I should close YouTube. I shouldn't check Santa Sleigh.
But otherwise, it's Die Hard. Of course, it's Die Hard. Jesus Christ.
Oh, no. Actually, I remember when we talked about this, Astrid, because I thought, this gives me another week to come up with a super great idea of a movie that I totally like to watch on Christmas. But Nico already mentioned it. I mean, if I didn't spend time to think about a super cool movie that makes me look great, but I wouldn't turn off Die Hard if I see it on Christmas, because it's Christmas, it's Die Hard, and let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Come to LA, they said. Have a lot of fun, they said. Yeah. Ho. Now I got a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
By the way, what's the name of the actor?
Hans.
I always forget.
The
The Sheriff of Nottingham.
Rick.
Robin Hood?
No. The Sheriff of Nottingham.
Kevin
the-
Costner?
Jesus, I just thought about it. Rick.
Rick.
Jeez.
So while you are thinking about that, like my
Not
favorite
Rick
Christmas
Astley.
movie, my favorite Christmas
Yes,
movie is
Astrid?
Home Alone. And maybe Asterix and Obelix as well. The one with Cleopatra. No, there's not a Christmas movie, but I do remember. Actually, my sister just brought it up like a few days ago that she was watching
Alan Rickman.
Asterix and Obelix with her kids for the very first time, and I just remembered that as we were kids, that were movies that were traditionally like in TV around Christmas time. So in December, especially around Christmas, there was a lot of Asterix and Obelix in the German TV. So even there is no like special Christmas movie, it kind of feels like, a Christmas movie. And I think my favorite one is the one with Cleopatra. And my sister, I don't remember that, but she just told me like, as I was like very small, I was like always saying, I want a bath and milk and honey as well. As Cleopatra, of course, did in the movie, like, and I wanted to have a tiger and all that stuff. I don't remember, but my sister says it was like this. So yeah, but I guess Home Alone is like a very like traditional Christmas movie for me, and I'm going to watch that one tomorrow for sure. But I will also for sure watch Die Hard tomorrow.
Will it be screened then? Can we see it on free TV?
I don't
It's
know
on,
because I don't have a
it's on
TV.
Yeah.
It should be on Netflix, all of the parts, I think.
I guess so. I think also Amazon Prime, and Amazon Prime also has the Asterix and Obelix movies.
Christmas is safe. Yes.
Yeah. Which
and
brings
soon
us to
it's
an
Christmas
end, huh?
time. Yeah, which brings us to an end. On point.
Oh
We have never been more on point like today, I have the feeling. Yeah, but it's crazy. I still can't believe that it's now, sooner or later, we are starting off and saying everyone goodbye, have beautiful travels home and everything, and then there will be Christmas tomorrow and family and all those stuff. I'm excited.
Oh, and check in the chat. Hi, Din. Great to hear that the Stream Deck arrived, hopefully in one piece.
That is also something that got around my mind for a long time.
No, I mean, last week during Art and Animation Summit, we actually raffled like a Stream Deck, because there is a special Elgato devcom edition of a Stream Deck, and we raffled them and didn't just, I guess, won one and came by to thank everybody and tell us that it arrived, and they also wish us the best. Thank you.
Yeah.
Same to you, I guess. And yes, send a picture.
So Christmas came early from Din.
Send the pictures. Don't send it to
year.
Nico. Send it to me. I can forward it to Nina. We can make you like a big famous internet social media star. Then.
Oh yeah. Please don't send anything to me because I'm officially on vacation already. So.
Yeah, but thanks for taking the time to hanging out with us, Nico. Then.
Of
I'm
course,
also
anything.
officially on vacation.
Yes, I know.
And being the most
you're
favorite
right.
co-host you could imagine.
Oh yeah, I'm still honored.
Yeah, and big thanks to our most favorite host, Astrid, for having us with her all the time.
Astrid definitely also is my favorite Vertical Slice main host. So
Thank you.
She's definitely.
It was a hard choice, but
it was a hard choice.
Between me and me, you mean?
A lot of competition, but it's just like
it was close, but you made it.
No one is doing such a good job, especially when it comes to sound and mixing. But hey, this is like, take it with a grain of salt, because this is like, I know that you put in a lot of work into this, and this is the reason why I always just, I never had guests, because I knew I'd fuck it up. So kudos. I mean that. And that's the last nice words that you'll hear from me this year.
Cool.
So enjoy.
Cool.
No, it was a real pleasure, Astrid, I can't speak for Nico now, but let's try to get this in a most harmonic way out of here.
Out of here.
Can I actually, is it like, can I kick people out of my little room here? Can I actually know, right?
Can I kick
additional
sure.
controls? Can I kick you out here?
Yeah, I guess this means the end for me.
Add a label. No, I mean, I'm very good with you, André. All is good between you and me.
So who could it be?
No.
Who could it be? Yeah, so to end the show like on a happy note, let's have like a little preview of what is going to happen in the next year, because next year we are going to start with like 4 shows in a row, because we are going to have a special. Vertical Slice is the partner of this year's CryEngine Indie Game of the Year award. And this is why we are going to have like 4 shows in a row, starting at January 13th with our first little CryEngine game of the Indie Game of the Year award. And we are going to present you like the 3 nominees of this year's CryEngine Indie Game of the Year award. I won't say it again. Promise.
Yeah.
And having like the award show, of course, on our channel as well. So this is like a little preview what is going to happen in the next year. And I can promise you, because I already know who the nominees are, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, actually.
I'm scared.
Me is scared too, but let me tell you, I think this gameplay is going to be like, how does 937 always say, it's like, my gameplay is gold, this is going to be gold. I promise.
I'm quite sure as well. Yeah. And I'm very much looking forward to it. Having a good time with all of you in 2022.
When exactly was the first show?
January 13th.
13th, right.
Yes. So I guess now is the time where we say goodbye, and do you know that Christmas stuff, like,
Time to say
that's not
No.
goodbye.
Driving Home
No.
for Christmas would be the song now, but we can't actually hear it. But Merry Christmas, everyone, and have a beautiful
Oh,
time.
oh, fuck no.
Okay, this shall pass too. Go ahead, Astrid.
No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to
Please,
scare the
please,
shit
now
out
you
of
have to. Now you have to.
Please, shitty flute us.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
The thing is that I even don't remember any Christmas song now.
Sure.
Maybe you can sing something for me.
Oh my god.
Let me find a new tone, okay?
The fluid in my spine just tried to escape.
Ah, this sounds good. That wasn't bad, right?
That wasn't too bad. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks for being with us and having a great time with us.
If you don't get any presents this year, it might be because Santa fell off his sleigh.
Could be.
So what the hell is that? Driving Rudolph right into a lamppost.
Yeah.
Nice. So, yeah, you all have like very nice, relaxing holidays. Have the very best New Year's Eve. Have the best, I don't know, presents, gifts, whatever. Eat a lot of cheese. It is very important to eat like a lot of cheese, especially the days between Christmas and New Year's. Like, you know, the days in between the years, you need to eat a lot of cheese on this. I don't know why, but that has tradition. And yeah, see you next year, I guess, right? Stay healthy, stay awesome. Learn the flute.
Nothing to add here. Have a beautiful time, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.